Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zetechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I was 7 years old when I first chanted that alone. I was also 7 years old when I heard the phrase, "Are you injured or are you hurt?" I was 5 years old when my mother put me into the toughest class in the Cincinnati, Ohio's boys club that they ever had. It was tougher than lacrosse. It was tougher than boxing. It was tougher than basketball. It was tougher than wrestling. It was even tougher than football. My mother put me in ballet. Feel my pain, people, feel my pain. 7 was also the age when my life took a turn. I would never be the same again after that. You see, much like today, a Friday, before Erev Shabbat, I was at one of my stellar ballet classes at the boys club. And it went something like this. Plie, Julian. Yes, Mrs. Schlesinger. Grand plie, Julian. Yes, Mrs. Schlesinger. Back straight, shoulders back, up, Julian. Yes, Mrs. Schlesinger. Oh, you're having such a wonderful time, aren't you, Julian? Yes, Mrs. Schlesinger. So, my mother and I had this ritual. After every class, we would go to Ben Omoro's Kosher Deli. Or we'd go to one of the only kosher White Castles near our neighborhood. So after I would go off the reservation with a hamburger, fries, and a delicious Coke, my mother and I would go back to our home and we'd talk. She'd tell me about her day. Oh, I'd tell her about mine and how much I just love ballet class. We'd sing, we'd dance, and you know what? On this night, when we came home, my mother's favorite song was playing on the radio. I asked my mother to dance. Oh, it was great. It went something like this. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Then I got better. Yes, you say what can make me feel this way. My girl, talking about my girl, my girl. Can we do it again, please? Yes, we can. Okay, here we go. I don't need no money or fortune or fame. I've got all the riches, baby, one man can claim. Well, I guess you say what can make me feel this way. My girl, talking about my girl. Oh, it was wonderful. I sang, I danced. I was awful, but I was dancing with my mom. So, after that night, I went to bed early. I was tired. My mother said, "You go on. We'll talk later." So I went and took a nap. But there was something wrong about that night. I had this feeling that something bad was happening. You know, right when you are at the edges of some good sleep and something starts to just pull you awake. What yanked me out of my sleep was the sound of my mother screaming. You see, my stepfather had decided to hit my mother again. And what yanked me totally from the most comfortable sleep that I had had was the sound of my mother's voice when she said, "Please, don't you hurt my babies!" So, I get up and I come out just in time to see him hit my mother so hard that she did get up. And I went to her and I said, Mama, please, Mama, why? Mama, please get up, please. And she wasn't moving. And I looked at her and I said, why? Mama, please get up, Mama, please. Why, Ernest? Why? So I went and I got my mother's gun from out from under her bed. I picked it up and it was so heavy. And I came back in. 7 was the age that I shot at my stepfather. And I came in and I went, "Stay away from her! Stay! Boo! No! Boo! Stay still! Boo! Mama! Boo! Boo! Angel! Boo! Click! The last thing that I truly remember was waking up in my mother's arms. And she's kneeling over me, cradling me. And my sister, she's just screaming, "Ah!" And my mother is holding me. And she looks at me and she says, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she's feeling all over me, making sure that I haven't been hit, that I'm not bleeding, I'm not scratched up. And then she does the most unusual thing that I'd ever seen. I knew all of my mother's faces. I knew when she was upset with me. I knew from a distance when she wanted me to walk towards her. But I had never seen this face she wore that night. So I didn't understand. My mother puts me down gently, and she backs away. And then she says, "Are you injured? Are you injured or are you hurt? Because if you're injured, Julian, I have to take you to the hospital." And she went in her purse and she got her keys out. I didn't understand what she meant. I thought I had done something wrong. And then she asked me again, "Boy, are you injured or are you hurt? Because if you are injured, we have to go now. But if you're hurt, you stand up and you walk. You walk and you be mama's little man and you walk." So that's what I did. I stood up and I walked. I never saw my stepfather again after that night. I never saw a lot of things again after that night. My mother never looked at me the same. My sister never looked at me the same. Now, I would hear that phrase, "Are you injured or are you hurt?" all throughout my life. In high school, I got into a few scrapes. I got into a lot of scrapes. A lot of scrapes. There was this football game, and this guy hit me. He hit me so hard, it was beautiful. Textbook tackle. Wrap, twist, drive. The one thing that wasn't so beautiful about it is that it was happening to me. So, I'm cool. Oh, gosh. I went to one knee. Then I went to the next knee. And actually, the ground was feeling pretty good. The coaches couldn't even get me up. So I'm crawling, I'm pulling up grass off the ground, and I'm trying not to look too bad. Next thing I know, I get this tap on my shoulder, and it's my mother. She looks at me and says, "Boy, are you injured or are you hurt? Because if you're hurt," and all you women do this, why, I don't know. "I'm taking you out of the game. But if you're hurt, you get back up and you finish this. I didn't raise no quitters. You stand up." So I did. I don't know where I got the strength from to do that, but I did. And to this day, I'm not too sure. Trouble, 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 trouble. Trouble keeps haunting my days since the day I was born. Worry, 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 worry. Worry just won't seem to leave my mind alone. I've been saved by a woman. I've been saved by a woman. She won't let me go. She won't let me go, no, no. She won't let me go. She won't let me go, no, no. My. Oh, no, 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 no. Flash forward. The year is 2005, and I'm doing time at Donovan State Prison. My mother has survived breast cancer, lung problems, and she's older. My sister had called me and told me these things, so I made financial arrangements to make sure that my mother was in the best possible care she could have. We put her in a hospice in Chicago. Now I get this call, and they crack the cell door, and my counselor says, telephone call, Paget. So I run down the stairs. And it's my mother. And she says, Sharon's dead. My sister had died. My sister, both I and her, thought my mother would be the one to pass away first. My sister passed away of a heart attack, but I believe to this day she died of a broken heart. Sharon was 7 years older than I, and she too taught me so much of what I know today. My mother was on the phone and she said, Sharon would want us to be strong. She would want us to go on with our lives, and you've got to keep your head on in there, because you won't make it if you worry about us. I said, Mom, okay. And then the nurse got on the line and she said, your mother, Mr. Paget, is tired. She needs to get a rest. Yes, ma'am. And thank you for taking care of my mother. Oh, she's been no problem, Mr. Paget. She's been no problem at all. My mother gets back on the line, a little bit more rambunctious than she was before, and she says, boy, do you remember that song that I used to sing to you when you were just a young kid? I said, yeah, Ma. Would you sing it to me now? I said, Ma, you don't want me to sing a song to you. Let's just talk. She goes, you may not have another chance to sing me that song again. So I did. It goes like this. I may not be here tomorrow, but I'm close beside you today. So lie to me a little, say you love me a lot, and I'll be true to you in my way. Love always goes on forever. At least that's what wise men always say. So smile when you kiss me, 'cause tomorrow you may cry. But I'll be true to you in my way. Yes, I'll be true to you in my way. My mother passed away that same year, 7 months after my sister. To this day, I wonder why she was so hard on me, why she was so relentlessly tough on me. Be the best you can be. Don't settle for second best. Never quit. Hold your head up, boy. Be my little man. So if my mother would have asked me today, are you injured or are you hurt? I wouldn't say anything. I would just stand up.